Notorious Jawcast, and we are glad to be joined by the education coordinator at the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, Christy Schweiger. Christy, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having us. This is my first Teams, and there's all these first online that we're doing. So thank you for inviting me today.
Well, your first team, in the age of COVID, Teams has taken over. So I think it's maybe refreshing to hear somebody who hasn't had to yet delve into this whole, a digital meeting space.
Yes, we've become Zoomers.
Oh, yes. Okay. So you're familiar with the format. It's just Teams itself. Okay. Well, yes, Microsoft and Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's great. It's great to have you join us, and we're real happy, of course, to talk about the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery that's been open for several weeks now. But first, Christy, really, again, describe the challenges that you faced upon, reopening, and the things you've put in place to ensure safety for people who want to come and enjoy this wonderful cultural experience we have at the city.
For sure. Our team got together before we reopened and really thoroughly went through very important things like touch points and directions and cleaning stations and masks. Our facility, along with the library, has made it mandatory that people wear masks. So I know some people are for it, some people are against it, but we feel we see people from all over Canada, so we want to really make sure that we're protecting not only ourselves, we're protecting the public coming in and protecting everybody. So that's why we've gone that route. So if people, when they come in to the gallery, don't have a mask, we provide a complimentary mask, and we haven't had hardly any issues with people being upset with that. Everybody's compliant, and we really appreciate people being that way, because we're trying to protect everybody. We won't go into that conversation, but our facility, that's what we chose to do. I work at the front desk as well on Thursday and Friday afternoon, so it makes me feel secure. I don't want to feel anxious and worrying about people coughing and stuff on me. So I feel comfortable. So when you first come into the gallery, we have changed our hours to be in parallel with the library, because we have a cleaning person here that cleans every hour. So that's an important aspect that we have to think about, is cleaning all the touch points, like people when they touch hand railings or going in an elevator. Those are things that we need to think about. We have a cleaning station when you first come in, so we're really aware of that. And then there's arrows directionally, and we also have put a limit on visitors, 20 people in each of the galleries. So we want to, 10 people can go in each, 10 people can go in each of the galleries. So 20 people is our maximum. So that, those kinds of things are very thoughtful. We have started doing small programs, art classes, but we want to really limit the size to think about those kinds of things as well. So things that we haven't opened yet is the discovery room. I know families really love going into that space, but it's really hard because there's so many touch points and kids handling things that we just decided to not have that option open right now until this COVID things gets all settled in. And the gift shop, because we're such a small staff, it's been challenging with technology, and people like me who don't know a lot about technology, and my learning curve is going because I'm a hands-on kind of person. That's my job. Is I'm a teacher. I work with people hands-on, so I have to learn how to do everything online. And I didn't know what my fall was going to be like. They threatened that there's going to be a second wave, but now it's happening. So I have with my school programs have to go online. Schools aren't inviting people in, or kids aren't going out. So I have to really think about how I can engage with my classrooms. During a school year, I would see between 2,000 to 3,000 kids a year. So that's a lot of interaction. I honestly, it's been really hard for me because I haven't had a lot of engagement with my teachers. I know they've got their hands full in what they're doing in class, but I am, any teachers out there who are struggling, I am going to be putting together a different kind of program that's all virtual online. So that's coming out on October the 1st. But I am engaging with some very vulnerable people right now, and I'll talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Sure.
Working with seniors. I'm working with a program called Seniors Center Without Walls. Have you heard of that organization?
No.
No. It is for seniors who don't have technology other than a telephone. So I have a 6-week program where I am going on a phone and I'm describing the art class, and the participants get a kit mailed out. So snail mail. People have to make sure when they sign up for this program, they have to sign up in advance, because things have to be mailed to them, and then everything's on the phone. So my first one is on Thursday. So I'll let you know how that goes.
That's the 24th?
The 24th. And it's a 1-hour program, 10 to 11. Mostly it's on Thursdays until the end of October. So it's kind of a fall theme. So that's one vulnerable group that I've been working with. Also, individuals with learning issues. It's a creatabilities program, working online too. So all, with this online business, there's a lot of extra work that has to be done. You have to prepare step-by-step instructions. You have to do the project, and then you have to put kits together for people, and then arrange for them to come and pick it up. So that in itself is probably double the time that you have to put these kits together.
Sure. Well, I can appreciate, it sounds like you've done all the right things in terms of ensuring safety, and again, not just for visitors, but also for your staff. And you're right, it is a different kind of, you're no less busy than you would have been in a normal year. It's just doing different things now to adjust to the new realities.
Exactly. And, that's a good segue into how are we going to do our exhibitions this fall? That's been a challenge for our curatorial director. She's learning how to do things in an entirely different way, putting more of our visuals online, and so I've been kind of helping her through the summer doing that. But our new exhibition this fall, Marcia Kennedy is going to be featured in the gallery. That starts on October the 9th, and it's going to run until January the 10th. So when we look at openings in COVID times, openings are not going to be a lot of people. We are going to have events that are smaller and more of them, and not directed at socializing and staying for long periods of time, but being introduced to the artist, having more intimate kind of discussions with them, and maybe not as long. So with that in mind, Marcia Kennedy is a retired university professor from the University of Regina. She's had a long career of art making, so it's a retrospect of her work. So it's going to be popular, and our curator had to figure out some ways to engage people in smaller settings and online. So what we're doing is we're having 3 different smaller events where people can come look at the exhibitions, meet the artists, and there'll be kind of an introduction at the beginning. And so people will have a couple of hours, but they have to get a ticket. So we need how many people are coming. People can't just walk in and think they can come to the opening as in the past. No, I'm sorry, everybody, but we cannot do that. We have to really know how many people are coming. So
how do we get our tickets then?
Well, it's an Eventbrite ticket. We haven't published them yet because we feel we'll probably get stormed. The first one is probably sold out already with people from that know Marsha really, really well. We wanted to have a kind of a personal event for them, but I'll give you a couple of dates: Saturday, October the 17th and Saturday, October 24th. This is at 10 o'clock in the morning till noon program. People have to either go on Facebook or on our website to check out where the tickets are available. So it's kind of a bit of a scavenger hunt. But Marsha Kennedy, it's
well, those who know, they'll find it. They're interested enough, they'll find the way.
Exactly. And if by any chance you don't get a chance to engage with Marsha in person, we are going to have an In Conversation series on our podcast, our Zoom. We'll have a Zoom In Conversation. We started doing that during COVID with some of the artists that we had exhibiting. So we're getting familiar with the technology and working with it. So Marsha Kennedy is a really big coup for us to have. She's a Saskatchewan artist. She has taught many students through the university system, and her work's been all over. Just to tell you some samplings of her work, she has done these larger than life nudes of people, their connection to earth, but very iconic. They're gold leaf around them, so they're very religious in content, I guess you could say, iconic. Some other of the images look at our relationship to nature versus man, and how we're in, or how everything is being affected by each other. We can see an example of that from a couple of days ago in our community. Wildlife coming, and our connection between nature and mankind. So she's got lots of communication between that. So that's Marsha Kennedy's exhibition. Another exhibition, just to briefly tell you about, is we have the Waka Ladies group who got together to learn how to bead last spring, and we had an exhibition of their work in the lobby. They had capes, and during COVID, that same group of ladies, under the direction of Barb Fraser, did some medallions of dancing women, and so we are going to exhibit those this fall as well. We'll have an opening later announced, but we haven't got all of the medallions. They take so much time to make. So
right. Well, that's terrific. Again, kudos to you and the curators for again finding these wonderful exhibits to bring and finding ways that people can view them safely. I guess we'll end, Christy, with again to plug the art classes as well, which you said are limited numbers. Oh,
I have something to show you.
Okay.
So
an unveiling right here. This is exciting.
Unveiling right here, you bet. We were trying to figure out some ways of engaging with the public in a smaller sense. We've done clay pop-up where people just kind of show up, and we can't do that in COVID times. So what we have done is we're putting together little kits, a fall kit, And everything that you need is in this little brown paper bag. It's like a lunch bag, an art lunch bag. And in it, we have a list of classes. We have all the art supplies that you need. There's paint, there's glitter, there's sponges, there's brushes. And then staying on the same theme of clay, you can see that we have a Halloween-y kind of
yes.
thing. And yes, so we have those listed on our Facebook page, and you can register. All of our registration is online now because we don't want to have to handle cash. So a sample of what you can do is something like that.
To hang on your Halloween tree.
Yes, look, and we will have something for Christmas too. So,
I can bet. Yeah, no, that's exciting. We'll catch up with you to promote that as well. Christy, education coordinator at the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, and kudos to you and the whole staff there for getting back and creating all kinds of interesting events for us to take part in and classes. So again, one last plug: we find you at the website and Facebook page are probably the two best ways to find information.
Yes, I would say so because it's just the way it is now.
Or you can always call as well, right?
Yes, there is somebody here all the time. Our hours, I should tell, is we've changed from Monday to Saturday. We are now open Tuesday through Sunday from noon till 5. We're not open Mondays, and we have some time in the morning on Wednesday from 10 till 12 dedicated to seniors and people with immune difficulties.
Terrific. Christy Schweiger, thank you for joining us and best of luck.
Thank you very much, Craig. This is awesome. I love the new format here, and hope to see people out and about and coming to look at the new exhibitions this fall.